two big areas of knowledge that we want to tackle. One of them is micro-polling, which is an interesting thing considering all this amount of data that social networks generate each and every day. But even more massively though, we are paying attention to sentiment analysis, which is actually an even bigger, actually a big data concept. Which actually meaning is, what is it actually meaning is that our Director of Technology, Karl Sander, has programmed an interface which enables us access to all the replies of Trump's tweets. So we all know he has like many tweets, like thousands of them. But each tweet also has thousands and thousands of replies and retweets. And we have that as our source material to carry out sentiment analysis on this. And in reality, this will be something like a global average, a global grade. Like for every tweet reply or retweet, we are able to apply a numeral from, let's say, -1 to 1, 0 being neutral, which assess our special software assesses the sentiment of this reply to Trump. So we are able to calculate global sentiment for each and every tweet by Trump. And we are also able to geolocate this global sentiment on a map, on a global map, and even on a state map in US, for instance, or whatever. You know, we can be creative. We can measure it in big cities. We can measure it in small cities. We can measure it in industrial cities. We can measure it in California. But let's come back to the micropolling part of our service. Because we have also developed not only the special software to have a global average attached to every Trump's tweet, but we have also developed two hashtags. Those are yay to Trump and nay to Trump. So how the process should and will hopefully look like is that on our webpage there are listed each and every executive order by President Trump administration, and every visitor to our site, which we hope to have many, has an opportunity to log in via Twitter and tweet his opinion about the executive action, whether it's nice, whether it's needs some improvement, have his say in 100, how much is it, 60 characters or 14, and add this hashtag. So to have also like assessment or even a battle between the yay camp and the nay camp. So by combining these two elements, we will have a website which has an entertainment value through this measurement of global sentiment, and also it might be a source for journalists to write overviews where the sentiment is more positive, where it's more negative. And also we will have a direct democratic action, direct action on our website, giving citizens how you call them, netizens from all around the internet to have their say and vote on real Trump policies. And if you don't mind, at this early hour, this would be about the project. But if you have any questions to me or the team, you are more than welcome to ask.
So the sentiment analysis is a passive thing. This is simply gathered from the world and analyzed. And the results are stored at your site.
The global average is actually something that we, how to say, not copyright, but we put our name on it. So it's global average broadcasted by all the Trump website.
Okay. And this yay the Trump and nay the Trump, this is created by your site. So every citizen, non-citizen, my dog, anybody who will approach the site, they make some action and your site is distributing this, or any user has to distribute this individually.
The big problem with the world of today is that they don't have an ID card, like almost all here do. So we were considering how can we have a poll on internet which is accessible and actually trustworthy.
Okay, so the site product is actually a model for website for some kind of polling.
Global polling, yeah.
Yes, okay.
And we use Twitter as identification tool and have all the fake account stuff outsourced to Twitter in this case.
How will it look like? What will be how do you visualize?
We have visualized a bit, but we need a little bit help, maybe from Helen or from the creative geniuses around to a little bit make this look better. But we are considering a video greeting to Trump. This is in the works. We have a lot of other things in the works, so maybe it will not look as shiny, but it should look good.
But what do you see in there? This is a video. Is there going to be a map?
You see
some tweets coming up.
You see, even having agreement within the group on these two big waves, let's say, is a hard work, and we don't want to pay too much attention on how it looks because we want under the hood to be the real wizardry, so to speak. So it will probably look quite bad.
The question is, are you going to develop something for today? You think you will have time to develop something?
Yes.
Or is it
we are full-time working on getting this poll Trump global average for every Trump's tweet.
So how far along are you with the data?
We have the data import and sentiment analysis implemented. We have to insert it to a database and write the queries to calculate the averages.
And how do you calculate the averages? What kind of resources do you use?
Just the calculated sentiments about. I thought about grouping them by the Trump tweet. These tweets were applying to.
But do you use some kind of lexicon to measure the sentiment of a tweet?
Yeah, it's a Python library.
So your deliverable will be a working website.
Yes.
And what we'll see at 4 o'clock is the link and working, I don't know, fully or demo or...
Okay. Globally launched working website.
And if you don't manage to make it live or real time, you can just make a good proof of concept. Like choose 2-3 tweets and have a lot of comparison.
Thank you. Any more questions? Or thank you for your input.
Sorry, you mentioned that you want to develop direct democracy. How this kind of Twitter communication help to achieve this goal? Because direct democracy not only.
But the problem with this kind of direct democracy is that whether we do it from the top down or do it from the grassroots? Well, this is definitely a grassroots initiative. So the downside is that Trump actually doesn't have to do. Well, but it is more like a feedback to him. So what is our goal? What would be great if we could see that different countries, for instance, have different sentiments about Trump policies. So if we can carry out with this, I think even this is a big step forward where we are now. And I don't know, it's still like what we saw in the news that Netherlands had these long ballots and put a ban on e-voting, and so globally we're still a long shot from a direct democracy working fluently or fluidly. So at least we try.
Yeah. What was my question? That at the moment it seems to me that you reduce democracy only for voting process. But is it so?
Sorry, we reduce democracy for the
voting process, yes, exactly. But is it so?
We don't reduce
siin hakkab nüüd keeleruum hakkab mängima, kas me räägime voting kui jah, mingid aastad vahet ja jälle või me räägime hääletamisest, mida saab eesti keel ei...
Aga ma ei näe siin praegu seda osalemist, kvalitatiivne osalemist, siin on kvantitatiivne osalemine pigem.
Okay, we would say that yes, but it's also pictures and also videos, because social media is still quite powerful. So if people reply to Trump, but that's not, you must push a button to see it, but I recommend to do it. Like a lot of, okay, it's mostly bullshit, but still a lot of content comes from these replies and comment section to his tweets, and those are right now not really paid attention to. So we're also visualizing tool for this replies to Trump's tweets. And it's not only you fuck you, but it's also like pictures, it's videos. Maybe somebody takes a 10-year-old video where Trump is saying something to contradict himself, what he's speaking now. So it can be also like wisdom of the crowds, so to speak. So I don't want to use big words, but here I should use them because we want to win, and also because social media is the only is the most accessible tool to make change happen in the world. I mean, what should we do? Make a protest action, or it's quite snowy, not snowy, but well, we're here inside, so we use social media to influence the world as much as we can, and using the input from mentors, micropolling and sentiment analysis were things that we ended up with. Sentiment analysis being a big data thing. And having like this wider access to wider data pool, and micropolling being a longer term thing with a better quality, because there we have the Twitter authentication and also those hashtags, meaning that it's very clear, do you say yay or do you say nay? But I mean, we have to do it somehow, and Trump is president, so
you have this vertical line. Are these first and second column completely separate, or how they are connected, how they influence each other?
Actually, we hope that this yay the Trump and nay the Trump hashtags will be also popular globally to show sentiment. But here we can add, for instance, hashtag EO1, meaning Executive Order 1. And so if you say nay the Trump EO1, you show, you actually vote on our micropoll on his Executive Order 1, which was about, I don't know, about his daughter maybe? No. I think it was about TPP.
Well, I love your enthusiasm, and you're really into this.
Yeah, some
great.
feedback would be great at this point.
Yeah, and see what it
And we have to work also. We still have some work to do.
It's not so simple. if you start thinking of the sentiment analysis as a presentation of the situation right now, especially the country, why, if you manage to get the geolocation, it will be interesting.
Yeah.
And then the micropolling, the yay and nay is like a call to action. So you see the situation on the map right now, and you can kind of propose it like if you don't see your country represented in the way you would like to, you kind of say tweet that. So it's not very exactly. It's not very separate from each other, but I think this is more how to engage people more in the original platform.
Yeah, we actually are. Well, we talked about this yesterday. We kind of think the same.
But I think this is the thing that you will need to show, because without first the sentiment analysis on the global map, you cannot really call anybody to do the micropolling. It's kind of...
Yeah, actually, this is what we pay most attention to right now.
And
Because this is actually quite easy also. Which it just, to have it any value, it needs a lot of users to our website, and this we could
This gives you the users
probably
already.
get more easily with that.
And one thing that I see as a journalist is that there's so much information and so many articles and so many things about Trump that people are getting a little bit tired, and the readers are getting tired of him. So, but this is not a problem. I think if you could show or tell us that, for instance, this scheme could be used with any other person or any other topic in the future, that would give it a great value. Also for journalists, you know, it could actually be a really cool tool.
Yes,
So
we are not big fans of Trump. We are actually neutral on Trump, but we just use him as a marketing a marketing tool for our actually a site you could use for any politician or for any country.
So this is a tool, basically. You're in the tool category. So you're making this tool with the geolocation and sentiment analysis.
Yeah, we came here with this micropolling idea, but now we got this input that this is where the real big developments going on. So we're trying to survive the hard competition. And what would be great, I think, it would be great to have our stand here also. So.
And right now I'm thinking if we could bring it to Estonia, for instance, #Haldusreform, the regional reform, and we could actually look at where Estonians tweet negatively about it or positively. What are they saying? That would be so nice. We could really just embed it with our online articles.
Just give us 10 developers and we have 10 different projects, 10 different Rafa goals going on.
Okay.
All right, thanks. And food will be here soon, and we will let you back to the work. For mentors.